I think this note to CNBC from Microsoft is a big deal. It's leading cnbc.com right now because it's basically saying what you've said, which is TD Cowen kind of scaring everybody over the weekend. You know, the note was getting passed around, and yet Microsoft felt compelled enough to respond to it and say, whoa, 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 we may move spending around, but we're still going to spend $80 billion.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was way off base in terms of just the merits of it, because Microsoft does this all the time. And they foreshadowed it even on the conference call, talking about, that they're going to be focused more and more on servers and actually less and less when it comes to some of the data center build-outs. I think this is something that there's more smoke, no fire. I think that's why they had to come out. This was definitely scaring a lot of investors in a jittery market. I think any sell-off here, this is a name that's way oversold, and nothing here in any way makes us nervous.
The broader, we also hear from Nvidia after the bell on Wednesday, Dan, so everyone's a little bit on edge to see whether they, I'll use the verb again, are showing any signs of being deep-seeked.
Hey, look, I think that's the issue, is that, the nervousness now out there, but it's 15-to-1 demand to supply for Nvidia chips. I think when Jensen comes out on Wednesday, it's going to, not just in terms of the beat that we think, $2 billion beat, but talking about Blackwell demand. You saw the CapEx, $325 billion from big tech CapEx. That's just going to be more and more, I think, the tailwind for Nvidia and for this build out. Everyone keeps looking for cracks in the armor, but I could tell you, we're seeing more things accelerated in the last 3 months than anything else, and that's why we continue to be very bullish on names, despite many of the bears. Right? I mean, bears are always going to get everyone nervous, and I think Wednesday those are put to rest.
All right, we'll see. We got a couple of days to go, and maybe some more AI models will debut between now and then. Maybe we'll get some more clarity on what's going on with the Microsoft investment pieces.
Nvidia stands at a pivotal crossroads. With shares only nudging a modest 3% year to date, the company's meteoric rise might just be facing a new gravitational pull. Why? What exactly is shaping this narrative? And will Nvidia's future be affected positively after beating the earnings expectations once again? Is Nvidia worth a buy right now in 2025? All these questions will be answered as we delve deeper into this. Welcome back, everyone, to Investocracy.
People are talking about Nvidia. There's a nice deal this morning with Cisco. I think it's actually much more important than people realize. Cisco is the first to qualify. It's going to be a real partnership, and that's Chuck Robbins working closely with Jensen. But there is an overwhelming sense that this market keys on Nvidia at a moment when we have no idea what the federal government is going to do to Nvidia. So the federal government.
What does that mean?
Well, I mean, they literally might just say, you know what, we're going to block Nvidia, not just the low end Nvidia, but everything Nvidia. I had Lam on and I had a KLA on, and they've already taken the big hit. They could take another hit.
Block as in prevent exports.
No, block and say, listen, you're not going to get anything from the United States. They get a huge amount of.
Wait, who?
Nvidia. Nvidia, big export market, China. Are they going to take it away?
Right, but that's the low-end chips.
Yeah, no, I'm saying that maybe the government says, how do you know that the government doesn't say no more low-end chips?
Oh, no, I don't.
Because if you add a lot of low-end...
I just wanted to clarify what it is you're referring to.
No, I'm talking about you have a company that reports, and maybe they're not in control of their forecast. And the forecast has been very important.
No, but you spent a lot of time talking about the Biden administration's ruling in the very end of the Biden administration and how deleterious that was to NVIDIA, and now you're talking about this as still a possibility?
Well, because the Biden administration was quite content with having the lowest end chips go to China. Maybe this administration and this issue, perhaps led by Peter Navarro, says nothing. You get nothing.
Well, meantime, there's a Reuters piece today that H20 orders are higher because a lot of these Chinese firms are trying to leverage the DeepSeek model.
Well, how about if they ban H20? We don't know.
And just to point out, H20 is sort of
that's
that lower
the low end. That's like instead of the H200.
We're now at H200, so you can kind of figure out where.
Yeah, it's not a Tinker Toy versus a Caterpillar, but it is without a doubt something that had passed muster with the previous administration because it was not really thought to be capable of military.
Meanwhile, yesterday, about this time, we were talking about Microsoft's CapEx plans. We do have a piece now where Microsoft says we may strategically adjust our spending and infrastructure. right?
They're sister, mother at this point. I don't know what the hell's going on.
I listened to Nadella did that long podcast. Of course, all these CEOs now, they just sit down for hours with people you've never heard of, answering very nice, friendly questions. It's great.
You've never heard of. Yeah. Well, how about if you were
Did you? I didn't know. I mean, maybe a lot of people knew. What's his name?
Yeah, I don't remember.
Huge internet presence?
I don't know. No, they're very well viewed and watched and listened to.
Well,
but he was. I mean, it's actually worth listening to, and I did listen to much of it last night. But you're right, Carl. I mean, within that there was some, and we've already referenced it yesterday. Nadella talking about sort of scale and how important that is, and it won't be winner take all. There are lots of potential winners, but also talking a little bit about the idea of over time scaling back.
But just to go back to how I started with this, look, Nvidia is the stock that people say is the biggest battleground, and there are people who think it's dramatically overvalued, and I don't get that. One of the things I've asked them, I put the questions to them. You have a thing tomorrow where you actually can ask the CFO some things, and I don't have to
collect press.
Collect press. But I said, look, I need to know what kind of you have you have this concentration of 5 customers. Maybe I want the pastiche, if not mosaic, of what Apple has. Mm-hmm. Maybe I want billion customers.
Well, that's not going to happen.
As Nvidia releases its fourth quarter earnings on February 26th, all eyes are on its forecasted $37.5 billion revenue. This is a significant deceleration from a whopping 265% growth spurt, a phenomenon only rivaled by the mighty Amazon, which posted a modest 10% growth. However, Nvidia's allure is in its ability to release innovative GPUs that promise radical performance boosts, typically whisked into the market with price tags that could make some hesitant. But before going on with the video, are you into cryptocurrency? If so, check out our second channel, Investocracy Crypto. We bring you breaking news, expert analysis, and the latest trends in the fast-moving world of digital assets. Whether you're a seasoned crypto investor or just curious about the future of finance, we've got something for you. Click the link in the description to subscribe to Investocracy Crypto now. Don't miss out and stay ahead of the game. Now, let's get back to the video.
So are you worried about tomorrow night or not?
Yes!
You are?
I am!
Oh, all right. I wouldn't have picked that up.
I am worried because I think it really turned out to be that hard to make Blackwell. And we do know, by the way, that Blackwell, that Dell's got a good relationship, and some micro of HPE was late. But if I'm not, I mean, I'm looking at the government. I thought the government was off the table.
Well, there's
Why do you feel like, sorry to interrupt, why do you feel like it is on the table?
Because the stories this morning said it was on the table.
You got in some
Because I made it up. I had a nightmare.
Has Navarro sent you some coded message? What's going on?
Let's just find out. Enough with your guesswork.
We'll get on the phone with Navarro and figure out whether tomorrow they're going to. No, I mean, I'm just to Carl's point. You're worried. You're bringing up the government for the first time in a while in terms of this idea of banning the lowest end chips in China.
Well, I mean, look, let's understand.
Where's that coming from?
They say that they're going to do more, okay? Well, what is there to do more? They've already restricted almost everything. They send them the lowest end chips. They obviously still can use those. That's it, okay? Right. And they've restricted, and I don't know, look, remember the Biden administration on the Saturday night before they ended, they had 18
that's what
countries?
I was referring to, yes.
But I'm just saying that, I feel confident that NVIDIA has a good business model, but I don't know if the government says, listen, we're not going to let you sell chips to all the countries that he just did a charm tour to. Look at you, if you're not worried.
No, listen, and to Carl's point and the story, DeepSeek did manage to do something that is relatively competitive with others with H20s, meaning you can do a lot with them.
But you saw the video about Jensen saying that it's really post-training and that this is very good.
Yes.
And what'd you think?
What did I think of what?
The post-training video.
I think inference is going to be what it's all about, right?
And post-train and inference.
But I also thought that they did show, in terms of reinforcement learning, mixture of experts, the things that they used at DeepSeek, which are obviously available to those who also have similar products here and are known, is a way to both potentially not use as much compute power and power.
It doesn't work for humanoid.
Get a lot out of it.
It doesn't work for humanoid. It doesn't work for video. It doesn't work for self-driving.
Right, so now you're speaking in favor of NVIDIA and all the reasons why chip sales are going to continue to be quite strong.
I am speaking in favor of NVIDIA. It doesn't mean I'm not worried about the quarter.
Okay.
Look, what does the government mean when it says it has to crack down more? The government was cracking down so severely on these guys that I'm shocked that they have to crack down more.
The plot thickens as DeepSeek R1 emerges, claiming to challenge the status quo with a mere $5.6 million development cost. This has stirred rumors, especially given that Nvidia's advanced H800 chips are considered lesser compared to the cutting-edge tech usually expected. Despite this, Nvidia's customers, notably Meta, aren't hitting the brakes on AI investments. Mark Zuckerberg is set to invest profoundly in this space, indicating unwavering trust in Nvidia's capabilities. But before going any further, if you made it this far into the video, thank you. These videos take a lot of effort and time to make, so if you enjoyed them, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. This goes a long way in helping us grow. That said, back to the video.
Our next guest has been watching the market action around Nvidia. Let's bring in with his predictions for the earnings tomorrow and the ripple effect, potentially Bob Sloan. He's a managing partner at S3. Bob, it's good to have you. So read the tea leaves, at least as of now, about 24 hours out.
So I think NVIDIA encapsulates the real conundrum for every investor, which is NVIDIA is such a large component of every index, and it's bigger than the market cap of, I think, every single country ex Japan. So when are things indexed and correlated, and when are they not? And I think tomorrow what you're going to see when you look at short interest and you look at it technically, so look at it in terms of support and resistance, you're going to see that NVIDIA has sold off, but short interest has come down quite a bit. It floats between 280 million shares and 260 million shares. It's more towards the support, and we think you're going to see a pop tomorrow.
So with all these moving parts, should investors clamor for Nvidia stocks, shake their heads, or watch with steely discretion? Despite market jitters, Nvidia's current steadiness and future chip releases suggest a strong potential for sustained growth. But what do you think? Share your thoughts. Finally, if you would like to know what companies like Nvidia have been up to these past few days, go ahead and click on the next video on your screen. See you there.